Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and I figure since I reviewed Night of the Creeps, which I do think is better than this film, why not Slither? Now, Slither is a film directed by James Gunn. This is the same guy who wrote the Scooby-Doo films and the Dawn of the Dead remake. Now, Slither stars Nathan Fillion, who I enjoy as an actor, Nathan Fillion. He's on that TV show Castle. And you got Elizabeth Banks, who I know she was in Zack and Mary Make a Porno. And then you got the Mayor McCready is the character's name. That's played by Great Henry. And of course, McCready from John Carpenter's The Thing. They took that name and put it to his character. And then you have Michael Rooker himself as pretty much the guy who just turned to the main villain. And even though James Gunn, I know he wrote and directed this and said it had nothing to do with Night of the Creeps, just it's still hard to not think of this and like think of Night of the Creeps. It really, alien slugs that go in people's mouths and control them like zombies. You know. And I will say, Night of the Creeps, although I do not like the ending, either version of the ending, the director's cut or the theatrical cut of the ending, I still really like the rest of Night of the Creeps, and I will say it's better than this film. This film, really watching it again, I feel it's okay. It's okay. It's one of those films that have some fun with. It's not too long. Basically, Michael Rooker and Elizabeth Banks are married. Michael Rooker goes out, going to cheat on his woman because she's now putting out. But of course, the rock falls from space. He goes over. The stuff goes into him, and of course, he's changed. Aliens now inside him, and he like gets animals and possums and dogs and stuff like that to eat them. And uh, these emotions that he feels are memories from Michael Rooker loving his woman, and he's never had this before, so he pretty much spares her, but then goes to a girl that he was gonna cheat on her with, and puts this stuff in her, and then you have that scene where uh, Nathan Fillion is pretty much the chief, and few groups who are looking for Michael Rooker because the woman's missing, and there's been a lot of dead animals, and Michael Rooker at one time felt betrayed by her and was attacking her, and Nathan Fillion and his other cops save her. And then one leads to another, they're chasing them, and it leads to this pretty much barn where they find the missing woman, who is now humongous, huge, huge, huge. And she's like, "Oh, it's tearing me apart," and she pretty much explodes in CGI, and then the CGI slugs try to get into their mouths. Some they do, some they don't. But with these alien slugs, they're all linked up to Michael Rooker's character. They're all linked up. So it's like if you kill the head, everyone else would be gone. So all these people now have these alien slugs in their brains. They're tapped into Michael Rooker's his memories, loving Elizabeth Banks and stuff. And the film, it's got a lot of homages to films. I guess not Night of the Creeps because James Gunn said he didn't know anything about Night of the Creeps. But like you look around the town, I think the school is named Earl Bassett School, and that's of course Fred Ward's character in Tremors. I know there's a reference to Seth Brundle from The Fly. And I mean, there's some fun stuff to it. I like Nathan Fillion. He's a big reason why I enjoy the film. You have some nice bits of gore, like when Michael Rooker, he's transformed into that ugly ass creature, and like flicks the guy, and like you see his face like here, like open up, and then his guts fall out. Then you also have this scene where it's not really the scene, it's not all these, but you have this girl in the bathtub, and it's like one slug tries to get in her mouth, and she's able to get out, and her family's taking over, and she meets it with Nathan Fillion. And Great Henry as the mayor has some fun stuff, like when he's bitching about, where's the Mr. Pibb? But at the same time, there's some moments that, like, lines of dialogue, I'm like, really? Like, one line of dialogue, he's like, oh, we'll go out there in the woods, and this guy's like, what the hell was he saying? Well, that's like finding a needle in a foot stack. I'm like, what? Finding a needle in a foot stack? Who the hell wrote this? Oh, yeah. Finding a needle in a foot stack? Or like, there's another bit of dialogue, something about, like, the older guy says, uh, that looks like something my fell off my dick during the war. I'm like, really? Like, I mean, to be honest, the dialogue that I laughed at was either Great Henry or Nathan Fillion. Like, the stuff they said, for the most part, had some fun with, but um, this is a film that I know it's a hard review because, like, Night of the Creeps, there's a lot of fun stuff to it. But this one, again, it's an okay film. I don't talk about Slither a lot because it didn't blow me away like a lot of people said when the film came out. I mean, it didn't do anything at the box office, but I mean, I think it's an okay film. It's just, I think it takes a while to get started. It's more about like Michael Rooker and Elizabeth Banks and their relationship, and Nathan Fillion likes Elizabeth Banks but can't say anything. All the countless nods with the stores. I don't know. It's like, oh, I get that, McCready, yeah. Uh, the alien slugs again. CGI is okay. Uh, I don't know. It's just one of those films that I watch and it's a time waster, but it's not really anything tremendous to me. I mean, uh, the look of the creature is practical, but at the same time, I didn't really care for the design. The alien slugs, I don't really understand why they try and use more practical a lot of the time. Like the stuff that they did on Night of the Creeps, I think looked better than the stuff in this, to be honest. Elizabeth Banks, I could really take her or leave her, to be honest. The girl that they save, not bad, but again, take her or leave her. Really, the only guy was like Nathan Fillion or Greg Henry, who's kind of an asshole mayor, or Nathan Fillion, who Nathan Fillion, I think, really saved the movie, at least for me. On the gore, you have some good practical stuff in there. Um, Not as much action. Would like to have seen maybe some flamethrower fun, or Nathan Fillion getting the shotgun and having some fun with the shotgun. I like the little nod to Predator when there's a scene where they get the weapons and you listen to the music, you tell it's a nod to Predator. Uh, the ending is fine because it's not downbeat, no sequel bait ending, so I enjoyed that part. I don't know, some of the humor just didn't make me laugh. The whole Michael Rooker Elizabeth Banks relationship, I didn't really care about because you don't really care about Michael Rooker's character at the beginning. It's not like The Fly where you cared about his character. You don't really care about Michael Rooker's character because he's kind of an ass at the beginning, or he's really like a thug, or really nothing much. I like Michael Rooker as an actor, but it's not like you really care about his character too much at the beginning. And Elizabeth Banks, again, I could take her or leave her. Uh, some of the humor just I didn't think it was that funny. It's kind of like my friend or a good guy on a Rio Magnifico was talking about the stuff. Kind of like what he felt on the stuff is what I felt on this. Like, I'm a big fan of the stuff. I mean, I'd rather watch the stuff. I'd rather watch, I seem like I'm downing the movie, but I did. The film is a fun time waster. Um, it's just that really for like an hour, it's really nothing other than Nathan Fillion's performance. There's really nothing that hilarious to me. When all going to hell, I mean, you have, Elizabeth Banks shoots one guy in the head, and then uh, they head off, and yeah, you do have a fun bit where Elizabeth Banks is like stabbing someone in the middle of the street, and Nathan Fillion and the girl are like their reaction to watching that. I thought that was pretty funny. But I don't know, a lot of the if it's not from Nathan Fillion or Great Henry, the other bits of humor didn't really, I don't know, make me laugh, or it definitely was never scary or creepy. I know that. Just like compared to Night of the Creeps, that just to me had more memorable lines of dialogue, more better usage of the alien slugs. Uh, just watching this film, it just made me like remind me a lot of Night of the Creeps, and like I'm not a fan of the ending of that, but that's just a better put together film than Slither. I know that sounds stupid, but it's a time waster for Nathan Fillion and for some of the bits of gore, and the whole thing with the Michael Rooker creature liking the girl, part of him being in love with Elizabeth Banks and have that song. What the hell was that song? Every woman of the world to me, whatever the hell that song is. I'm like, I don't care. You just don't care about, I just didn't think it was funny or anything. I don't know. It's just I've seen better mixtures of Night of the Creeps, like you mentioned. Like Tremors is another one. Tremors 2. I don't know. Just Elizabeth Banks' character, to take or leave it. Michael Rooker's character, I like him as an actor, but okay, his design, okay, good practical effects. But it just something about this film just didn't make me love it to death, or it's not a film I rewatch all the time. It's a film I'm fine with having in my collection because, again, it's a decent time waster. But I've seen better horror films come out lately. Tucker Nail vs. Evil, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. It's sad there's not many creature monster movies. So I just compared to the stuff today, this is one of the better ones. But you also have The Descent, Dog Soldiers. Those aren't really comedic, but they're not comedic at all. But I don't know. It's better than a lot of stuff coming out today, but that's not saying much. So I mean, it's a decent film. I think this is a decent movie. Uh, Again, Nathan Fillion really made it work. I think the script is really the problem. I mean, I just didn't think it was that funny of a script, or just made me want to go rewatch Night of the Creeps again, or Tremors or something. It's a decent film. It's a decent film. This is why I didn't really want to review this, but I figured since I reviewed Night of the Creeps, I might as well. This is why I don't talk about this film that much, because this film, when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, cool, and then it really, I don't think it's, for me, it hasn't held up. Um, I do wish Nathan Fillion had got more roles like this, because to me, he's the best part of the movie. But it's a decent film, but it's not like a favorite of mine. But either way, it's okay. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and stay tuned for more reviews later.